He looks at me like he's gonna kill me. I mean, unalive me. Excuse me.
You can still use it. And you will have to kick some of us off the episode, and we will take it personal.
Never feel sorry for stepping away, doing your own thing, because life is life. You know, the community will be there, your friends will be there, and just know that you come first. The community comes second.
It gets bigger. I ripped the skin. How not to rip the skin? All right, that's right. It gets bigger. I can't use the sound right now. I need Discord Nitro. All right, that's probably the best case scenario.
As the sun praised. I'm not going to do that. Welcome, everybody, to Skull Hunter Podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Anchor, your all-one platforming needs. We talk about them a lot. Thank you for sponsoring an audio podcast. Guys, we have video podcasts, too. Check it out, Skull Hunter Games on YouTube. Now, with that being stated, we have the boys. We have Joseph.
That's us.
We have Charles. We have Bunker. We have myself. Now, with that being stated, I changed some lightings behind me to purple because I have crossed over to dark side of Twitch affiliate. They forced my hand. I had this whole idea planned, and it was going to be terrific. I said I am not going to become affiliate, partnered, or anything with Twitch. I don't want them to make a dime off me until I hit 1,000 followers, and then we're going to do a big subathon and donate it all away. Now, they tricked me. They fucking tricked me. I tried to go live. And they said, "Oh, your stream key's not there. We don't know what happened." I went, "Oh, that's weird." Hey, go live again. "Oh, your stream key, it's gone. It's disappeared." I'm like, "Okay, cool, whatever." So I log in. I get everything set up. They're like, 2-step verification. Calm down. So I'm like, okay, get all that logged in. And then they're like, "Welcome to your path to affiliate." And I went, "Huh?" I looked. They set everything up. Now I got subscribers, I got channel points, I got all kinds of bullshit now. Yeah, I can make money now on Twitch. Yay! Good for me.
What good?
It's bullshit.
Good.
I did not want that.
Thing.
I didn't want that because now Twitch makes money off me. I hate Twitch. I've said this many times. I fucking hate Twitch as a platform. But it's where all my coworkers are. That's where everyone hangs out at. So it's like, to be a part of the cool kids club, you gotta put your finger in someone's ass. So yeah,
except me on YouTube.
I remember streaming on Facebook Gaming. You're like, "Bro, you should move over to Twitch. You should do Twitch." I'm over here on Twitch with "fuck you."
Now I'm over here like, "You should come stream on TikTok." Come over to TikTok.
You're like, "You should stream on TikTok." He's like, "You should now move over to YouTube." Joseph?
Knock, knock, knock. Can I tell you about D-Live?
Oh, yeah, let's go. Let's just open it all. No one's talking about Kick yet? Okay, cool.
I was just saying whichever one which allows you to be open, be able to do more stuff instead of just playing the same thing all the time.
Yeah, that honestly, I think once you build a community, it's kind of like you can do whatever you want. Some people do get very good at like building a community where it's like you can play whatever you want and your fans will still be there. And I noticed that like we have some fans to watch our Halo streams, and that's totally fine. That's fun. That's cool. But when I play Dead by Daylight, though, the 7 viewers we get on the Halo streams versus, especially today, the 36 viewers I get on Dead by Daylight. So it's like, well, obviously you need to lean towards Dead by Daylight, but in the same boat, it's like you never know until you try. And those fans might come over to Halo and going, "These guys are pretty funny," might watch. It's just build a community. That's what you gotta do. But that does bring me into the question that I had is, though, with Twitch. And it's like, why? Why would they force me to do that? Like, and it's not just me, because it's gonna affect all the other creators, but why did it pretty much force me to do this when I obviously didn't want to do it? It literally was like, "Hey, you can't stream now without 2-step verification." And it's absolutely annoying, and I can't find a way to turn it off. Because honestly, I don't want the channel points. Actually, the channel points are kind of cool because then people can request stuff. But I don't want that idea of Twitch making money on me with the ads and everything else. I don't like it personally. Is there a way that you guys know to turn that off?
So we
were all going to ask you that. out of everybody, you're the one that we would all be turning to you for that.
I know there's a way you can limit the ads, but I think I forget how to do it.
Okay. Funker.
So you can go into the settings and change those, and you can also set it up to where the ads that shows the people that aren't sub to you, when the ads are shown. So you could put it every 2 minutes, 5, 10. So like depending on how long your streams are, you can move those ads as long as you need to. There's also a setting to where like if you're like what I used to do on Twitch is like when somebody rated me, I had a tab that immediately went to ads. It's like so all these people who might sub or whatever that are watching and all those people that came in, bam, they all get hit with an ad. So it's like
I mean, it works.
so yeah, and the channel points you can turn on and off.
Yeah,
but,
I found that.
But there is no money for that.
That's why I don't mind that. Like, I don't mind that. It's actually fun. I actually was getting excited setting those up. It was, as soon as you do that, though, they put ads on your content. Because now you can make money. If you can make money, they want to make money.
And for the subs, they don't activate until you put something in there. So even though it's there, it's not, no one's going to be able to sub. They'll go sub, but they don't get anything for it.
You know
Gentlemen,
what?
Gentlemen,
Yes.
before we go any further,
Yes.
for the lovely audience who may be listening and wondering, so is this the warm-up conversation for what we're really going to get into for the rest of the episode? For those of you wondering that, nope, this is the episode. We wanted to have like a creators roundtable, technical shit on Twitch kind of episode. So with that stipulated, as you were.
I actually real fast want to jump on that. This is if you are a creator or know anyone that is a creator, this episode could actually help you out. And if you want to see this episode done with other creators that you watch or whatever, let us know, and we might actually reach out to creators at least similar to them, so we can talk about the inside creator stuff, because I think it's interesting.
And you will have to kick some of us off the episode, and we will take it personal.
I think okay, if I have to kick people off because of a guest wanting someone
don't
on,
start ranking people. Like... And that's saying as someone who's probably going to come out of that looking pretty good. Don't start ranking people.
I'm used to being replaced by somebody else.
Same.
Dude, same.
I'm so
all my
used
relationships are like that.
No, next, if we have another guest, don't worry. Funker's gone. Funker will be gone for the next one. You guys take turns.
I tried.
And we make it all fair. We love each other here. But with loving each other, fuck Twitch. I really do mean that in every which way. But learning that along, if I don't put anything in the subs, no one can sub. And I didn't hear any complaints about ads today, so I'm hoping that they haven't turned that part on. Because honestly, like I don't want to deal with.
So I hope you realize,
money.
Depending on how long you're streaming and how long someone's watching, they'll still get an ad. You know that, right?
Well, especially now. Now they're still getting an ad guaranteed, because now before it was turned on, I did every bit of research, including going through the terms and agreements. That you guys would love to hear about that. But it says nothing before, so they can't put ads on your stuff if you're a channel with 20 followers, or if you don't activate anything. But since I am coming up on 100 followers now, and also having all these little problems, like, oh, cool, and now they can put ads on there. And I stream for about 4 hours. It depends on the day. Like, Mondays are always long streams because that's when everyone knows I'll be live. And then it's like, after that, I'm like, it's whatever I can do. I will go however long I can. I think that's a good little fix for it, but... Do you guys have any actual questions about like the creator space? And
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
First thing I want to know, why do you hate Twitch?
They're scummy. Honestly, when it's all said and done, Twitch has done so much stuff to like make you question if they even care about creators. And not what made me officially say I hate Twitch, but what really stood out to me was, I don't know if you guys might be familiar with Ludwig's story. So what happened with him is he was a main Twitch streamer, and he did great numbers for Twitch. With the subathon, he was the record holder for the most subs in a subathon and stuff like that. And he had like a 30-day subathon. It was a big thing, especially in 2020. He blew up in 2020, and that stream also made him blow up. So... And then hearing that his contract with Twitch was about to go up, and he was like, okay, I gotta sign. And he was trying to get more money out of Twitch and stuff. And he was kind of leaning back and forth to YouTube. Twitch was like, we don't give a fuck. YouTube was like, we'll treat you like a person. And he still leaned more towards Twitch. He said, I want to still go to Twitch. It makes more sense. I'm everything's over there. Everything's already stable there. I already got my community over there. And then once he started making that path going, nah, YouTube, I'm sorry, I'm going with Twitch. He let Twitch know that, and he told Twitch the opposite. And then they were like, okay, have fun. They literally didn't give a fuck about him. And then that's what made him go, that and the money, but that's what made him go, no. And I'm like, if I'm going to put my hard-earned work into something, why would I want it to literally be treated like crap if I blow up in the future? Twitch won't give a fuck about me in 5 years if I make them $1 million or if I make them $5. They're not going to care about me. And that's why I was like, I don't want Twitch to make a dime off me. I don't mind streaming on Twitch because it keeps my YouTube stuff separate, but it also connects them. I was like, this is great still. I can still stream there. It's better than Facebook because Facebook was literally stealing money and banning my community. So it still is much better than Facebook. So I went, okay, cool. Let me try it over here. And I was like, I could do it if I don't make anyone spend a dime and Twitch doesn't get a dime. And then it happened. So that's why I hate Twitch. I hate Twitch as a platform. The people on it are great, but Twitch sucks.
So
and a lot
like
of Twitch creators would actually say that. Twitch sucks. Once you not have a contract.
So it's kind of like the Dr. Disrespected situation?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. And that's another good example right there. Is Dr. Disrespect situation.
That was a whole thing that blew up like crazy when it happened.
Exactly. And Twitch just sucks. Like, honestly, like, and every time you have problems with Twitch, they just go, ugh, what do you want? We got nothing. You know, it's still better than Facebook, but YouTube might be superior. TikTok is a whole other question. I don't even want to. TikTok is getting rid of their stream keys now. After they just released them, they're getting rid of their stream keys. So that's people were abusing it.
I was gonna say, just as a user, like I'm not conditioned to, and I know Funker, you do live stuff on it, so I'm gonna get your point of view on this. But I'm not conditioned to want to view live content on TikTok. Mm-hmm. I'm conditioned to go through content quickly and effectively and get a lot of dense information in a short amount of time. So I have a hard time going on there and expecting that. You're trying to do a very different broadcast format. So, so Funker, I throw it to you. What drove you to stream on that platform, and like what surprised you about it? What do you think might be holding you back on it?
Good question.
That's the really good question. It's going to be kind of a little more of a deeper like dive into this than just like skin deep. So, first off, TikTok is probably like my favorite platform. Mainly, it is because of the quick information that it gives, and we all have pretty much a short attention span. Regardless, that's just what our generation is, and that's what the generation after us is the attention span is extremely lower than it was, in the 80s or early 90s.
And good job, everybody. We all didn't do the obvious joke there. We were all just like, oh, is that a bird? Oh, is that shiny? Okay.
Yeah, there's been two of them so far I almost made, but professional. When we're talking about creator stuff, I try to be 100% in the zone. Like, we're creators, and I love creating. I'm not going to make any dirty references, dirty jokes. So continue.
Dicks! Oh, sorry.
Fuck!
Just put a beep over there. Fine. So...
I pull up the xylophone sound effects from episode 69.
So with that, it was just like there was a lot more people there. I would say it was easier for me to find more people that I connected with that like a lot of the same things and do a lot of the same things. A lot of them are in video. Like I would say if 100% of the people that are there, I would say probably 40% of them were streamers. The other ones were just people that they did lives, right? They did lives. They talked. They had a really good community. They're very supportive. They're kind of people that we are. So like I had a real good connection with them. And as someone who used to stream on Twitch, most people know that like I would, I'd get 30, 40 people watching my streams. I had roughly 150 subs a month. And then most of them pulled over to TikTok. It's just for me, TikTok was a little more fun. I got to introduce people to something totally new, especially with games that I play are very, very saturated games. Dead by Daylight being one of them. Call of Duty is another one of those, and other things like that. But for me, it was just like finding a group of, or excuse me, finding a community that was into the same things as I was, or am, I should say. It was extremely easier to find that. So for me, it was more about meeting new people that not only just like the game that I play, but more than likely have the same interests as me. Because I really haven't found anyone that's been in like the circle and been in my streams. Like, oh, hey, actually I play this game too. Oh, hey, I didn't know you had a bunch of tattoos. Yeah, cool. Little things like that. Even like for someone who is like in the alternative like community and things like that, it was easier to find people in that category that would just show up on the FYP, or I would show up on their FYP. So it's, for me, it was just like it was a better idea than me being on Twitch streaming a game to people only found me because of the game, not because of more about me as a person and as my alter ego, I should say.
That, by the way, looks creepy as fuck in the background. Like, I'm not even lying. It looks even more creepier for the audio listeners, to give you a visual perspective. It's Demon Daddy in the background, but there's like a yellow tint to his mouth and eyes. So it's just a Demon Daddy face staring. That's all you're seeing. And it is absolutely fantastic.
I saw and I flashed back to the Beelzebub song from Tenacious D. Yes, you are fucked. Get out of luck. And we got distracted.
Yep. Yeah, so to make a very long story extremely short, is that when I got my stream key, I decided to go over there because it was easier for me to find more people that was interested in things that I was into, not just video games, and sharing those things, especially since Jordan, you've seen what Demon Daddy's personality is, and people love that. People are like, "Oh, you're actually really funny." Oh, hey, yep, you know it. So it was like it was just a better thing for me as a person and as a content creator to go to a platform that connects me a lot better than any platform that I've been on. And I've been on all kinds of platforms. And I just, like I said, it's better that way for me, and I enjoy it.
I mean, I'll go. I'll go back to the store, get more milk. Yep, I'm James, aka the Architect. For those of you that don't know, 2 years ago, me and Jordan started this podcast, and now it is divulged into this. I'm super proud of you guys. This podcast is night and day what it was, and I'm probably partially to blame for that. But no, you guys are killing it. You guys are, it's awesome. I really proud of you guys. I had some time. The semester's over, so I figured I saw that you guys were on. I was about to jump on Jedi Survivor, and then, but just did a little peeksy boo on the Discord, saw you guys were doing this, and I was like, hey, I wonder if they still recognize me. So I'm here. Yeah. No, okay. So I was in the
Patching.
game.
It's patching.
So I was in the game, but I'm playing. So this little video game talk, if you guys don't mind. So I pre-ordered Jedi Survivor in November. I bought the deluxe edition because I freaking love Star Wars, right? It's one of my favorites. I pre-ordered it, I bought it, downloaded it, started playing it day one, right? Well, EA decided that they did not make the game for PC because they put out a statement and everything. Its performance on PC is absolutely terrible. So I'm like, well, this sucks. So I'm trugging through it, right? At the whole 15 frames per second or 30. I have a good computer and I am struggling. I've read the reviews. People with like the brand new cards, right? With like the 4070s and stuff like that, they're having issues. So I know it's not a me thing. We're trugging through it, right? And it's been almost 2 weeks now, or a week and a half, I'll say. Nothing. Still, there's been one patch update, didn't fix anything. So I'm
You know how
sad.
long the game was in development for?
Do I know how long it's been in development? I would assume probably after Fallen Order came out, and that was in 2018. So I would say
So they've
what
had like a
2023.
solid 3 to 4 years
I
to
would say
develop the game.
at least 3.5 years, depending on how long it took them to get the green light. You know what I mean? I would say at least that long. But
It says it was in development for about 3 years.
see, there you go. But
I
yeah,
asked that not to say somewhere in that time should performance have been worked out, but just because once the game is released, I imagine that a lot of the staff take a break or a vacation,
oh
and like
yeah,
there's only a small
absolutely.
skeleton crew left over. Skeleton
Yeah.
crew, Freudian,
Here's the thing.
appropriate, but still.
As I am a huge, labor workers' rights person, like that is, I'm very passionate about that. So if EA, because mind you, this is an EA game, so EA is cracking the whip like they do for every one of their projects, and these guys release it, and like Joe said, they're sticking to a skeleton crew. That's fine. I get it. I just emotionally, I'm a little upset that I can't play it. But back to the present day story. I played on it. I was like, oh, I still can't play it that much. I'm on like maybe the third quote unquote level, I guess you would say. I checked Discord, saw you guys were on. I was like, well, let's see if they remember me. And actually the price of milk went up, so that's where I was going. I was trying to earn the money to buy milk. Yeah. That was good, by the way. Yeah. So for me, I loved live streaming. I loved this podcast. I loved being with the boys.
The boys.
My my biggest thing is honestly just, I I'm a busy man, you know what I mean? Life is moving right now at 100 miles an hour, and I'm doing all I can to keep up. I have schooling, I have a full-time job. The missus, she's about to graduate. She has, she's looking at getting a full-time job. Like, not only that, but like we still have no kids. Like we wanna do traveling. We wanna go see things that we couldn't normally see, you know what I mean? I have a baby niece now, she's getting a lot of my time.
Oh,
Um, so I have like, if you take my time and to put it into like a pie, like very few sections of that pie is saved for me. You know what I mean? And so when I do have me time, I I find just playing either like just mind numbing games or like in this case like new games that come out like single player games. I just find that mind numbing and relaxing, and so like streaming it is like last on my mind because like we all say like, oh, we're the same person we are on camera as we are off camera, but like even if you are the same person, you still put in effort to like it's still an act to a degree. And that could be even more draining, and that kind of takes away the mind numbing from the relaxation of it. And for me, that's where I'm at. Maybe when I have more time, I would get back into it. I would enjoy it more. But at this moment, I have a hard time I have a hard time doing stuff for me, let alone being able to do stuff for other people. You know what I mean?
I noticed that's happened to me too especially when I would play single player games, is that I have this compulsion to entertain myself. It's not just that I'm playing a game, it's also like I'm watching a cartoon at the same time and I'm trying to entertain myself based off the story. So it doesn't turn my creative brain off. My creative brain is fully engaged in what's happening. And for a while, I was using that as a means to generate ideas for comics, but I was stonewalled because my drawing ability is just not up to snuff, no matter how hard I try. And paying for illustrators is difficult because they cost money that is not so easy to get. Which is there's a number of tangents that I can go off on, which I don't intend to do. But what I found is that in order for me to actually turn my brain off as much as possible or to relax, was to play like Overwatch or like some PvP game where my role is very specifically laid out and I don't have to think too much about how to vary on that. I just heal things or I shoot things or I just do one very specific task and my team handles the rest of it.
Yeah, that's mental health awareness. Yeah. Exactly. Mhm. Yep. Yep.
Hmm.
Um. Yep. Um. I love.
Yes, we've got a quarter black Garrett.
I
I was
I saw that Discord has a soundboard. I've been wanting to fidget with it, but two things. One, a little life update. So the reason why I've even been less available is I switched my major to pre-law. So that's taking a lot more time. But I'm extremely interested in it, and I'm actually really enjoying it. So it's a lot. Yeah, it's a little bit of a less big pill to swallow, if that makes sense.
So,
And also,
go
sorry.
ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask Joseph if he's excited for Tears of the Kingdom.
Short answer, oh yes, absolutely. I am
Yes, I see
super
Charles is
jacked
wearing
about
it.
it. Charles,
Yeah,
recognize the shirt. You
yeah,
gotta,
yeah.
we gotta represent. James, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna say that what every Zelda fan has said,
Mm-hmm.
we're all on the same page about this. I was not excited about Tears of the Kingdom for a long ass time until they released that third trailer.
Yeah.
And the one thing I never thought I'd see in a Zelda game is that mass companionship where you have like multiple allies who are fighting alongside you. I know there's Hyrule Warriors stipulated, but Hyrule Warriors is a Warriors game with Zelda painted over it. To me, it does very little to embody the spirit of Zelda. So it's like, you know what? It's not hurting anybody. It's a fun game, but like not what I want to see if I were to make a game along those lines. But the fact that they brought some of that element into Tears of the Kingdom, and there's like a sim management thing where you have to like transport people from place to place, and there's one part where Link is on a refrigerator and he's charging into another mechanism. Oh, what the fuck is going on with this game? I can't wait till Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, I was excited for it, and then I wasn't excited for it, and then like you said, by the third trailer, I was like, all right. But like their Nintendo Direct was kind of like, okay, cool, they announced it, but then the first trailer came out with is like, oh. But yeah, no, I'm excited for it though, for sure. I think they've definitely, I think we're saving the best for last when it comes to their
Yeah.
teasers and stuff, obviously. But no, I'm excited for it. Demon, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
So, I actually just wanted to jump back a little bit about something you guys were talking about when it comes to making time for content. One of the things that a much larger streamer that I hang out with told me, and that made a whole lot of sense, is that content creating is, especially when you're starting out, is like having a full-time job you're not getting paid for it. And then even down the road where you're kind of making a little bit of money, you are doing something that you enjoy doing, but it's okay that you're not making any money because you enjoy it, right? Well, there is, like, I think we've had this conversation before about 2020 was like the biggest time where streamers came to life during 2020, probably more so than any year that we've had. But in 2022, I would say I believe what I read somewhere on a subreddit was out of the 100% of people that were streaming during 2020, 30% of them are still streaming today. Because a lot of them were wanting to get big or trying to make extra money, but they didn't have the resources. And if they did, they only had a set of few YouTube channels saying, hey, you should do this. Some other ones would say this. Some would say this. And for me to make this, like, content creating has become definitely like a third job for me, which is like I have my main job of the household I take care of, and then I have this, which is still part of like streaming and everything like that, is that I try really hard and to make time for everyone else around me. But it is perfectly okay for you not to be like, hey, you know what? I don't have time for this right now. But if people like you, they'll come back. That's also why there's a lot of popular content creators that aren't streamers. Like, they'll make, was it 7 or 8 videos a month, and they'll be like, all right, well, here's one a month or one a week, excuse me. And then when they need to like take a break, they post up that one video that they're ahead every month, or 2 videos ahead of the month, and they take that time for themselves, their families, or whatnot. So they're not getting like hit and stuff like that. But it is a lot of work, and it's a lot of work socially, mentally, even physically, when you're sitting in a chair all day trying to be social and like interact with people, especially on days that you're not feeling it, but you're still doing it because you feel like you're obligated to. And that's, I want people to understand that, especially this month when it's, for what's going on, is like, understand that you come first and your community loves you regardless, and be what you need, do what you need to do to make, yourself right in the head, and just make sure you're still enjoying what you're doing. Especially with me and Demon Daddy, he's a very social, he's very funny, he's very interactive, he's very high energy. I am not a high energy person, but he is. So it's like, it's a lot, Never feel sorry for stepping away, doing your own thing, because life is life. The community will be there, your friends will be there, and just know that you come first. The community comes second.
Well done. That was well said. I have 2 things that I want to add on to that. One of them is don't be afraid to do content that is more self-centered or more like sorry, don't be afraid to be selfish with your content creation if you're going to make something. For instance, I joined with a friend of mine from college. We started making comedy videos together, and they've so far the one that we've done got by his track record a great response. I was really happy with it, and I'm constantly showing it to people. It's like a social thing now. Like when I'm on productions and I meet people, I was like, can you watch this video? I'm curious to see what makes you laugh and what doesn't make you laugh. And it's always different. Like everybody responds to the video differently. I haven't had anybody who didn't laugh at anything. Everyone cracks up at something. So it's like a research tool now. And if there ends up being a place for me in a commercial setting where I can make money off of it, that's fantastic, man. I'm more than happy to take that opportunity. But it's okay if there's not, because I created something that has such a lasting value. Every now and then I pull that video up and I just crack myself up because it's so based off what I like, what makes me laugh, and yeah.
I just thought about it. Joseph kind of looks like a young John Wick.
I've seen young John Wick. It's Keanu Reeves in other movies.
I mean, like, if they ever needed somebody to play freaking John Wick in a prequel where he's like when he's first starting out his career, and that they keep talking about in the movies, I would honestly suggest somebody like you because you look just like him.
I'll take it. Okay, the other thing I was going to say, because I said I had 2 points, it is not hard. It is difficult for me to hold on to not to ignore those sound effects. Just do one more for me. Do one more for me. Yeah, just
I'm gonna come.
All right, cool. So the other thing that I was gonna say to James is like, there are a lot of different ways that you could make content. So even if you only had enough time to drop off a few tweets, that would at least help you feel like you're at least part of the game still. Because how long could a tweet take? Like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You just write them off, you go. So if you were to figure out what time you might have or figure out a way to like slot that time in, you might find a platform that does fit your lifestyle. Because I think content creation is flexible enough that you can, if you want to do stuff that takes months at a time, like one of Jordan's bigger videos, or do something that only takes a few seconds, right, or a minute, you have that option too. And I will give credit to TikTok too, because it's all video based, but like sometimes I just say, oh, that's a funny joke, and I'd rather say that than tweet that, so I just record it and then off it goes. It takes 10 minutes. Content is what's driving your goals, so you need to do those 10-pole videos in order to have those major critical mass breakthroughs where it can reach 10,000 people, 20,000 people. I don't see being able to gain an audience like that with smaller, more bite-sized content. The small stuff is good, but it typically has to lead people into something more long form.
Yep. For me personally, I've really gotten into long form content like video, commentaries, documentaries, stuff like that. I actually watched this or listened to this hilarious one that a guy named Jay Aubrey did on Aiden Ross earlier. That was quite funny. But yeah, that's that. Me personally, I know a lot of like what is it, click through rate or whatever it is that YouTube goes by, CTR. Yeah. A lot of people get weary when they go past like a 10-minute, 20-minute video. If honestly, if one of the people I'm subscribed to, if I see a 45-minute video, half-hour video, even an hour video, like I'm like, sweet, this is okay.
Yeah, like I got
have
dishes to do. Like
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I have entertainment for X amount of time. I can listen to this while I, like you said, do dishes, while I cook, while I mow the yard, while I just sit and relax, I can listen to it while I'm at work or whatever. Like I have that's where I am at. Now, like Jordan's videos or like video game, like things that you actually have to watch. I could do I'm okay with like a 10, 20-minute video because usually stuff that I have to watch, that's usually when I watch when I'm like trying to lay down or if I'm at lunch break or something. I'll watch those. But like long form content that you really just need to hear and not really watch, that's I'll take that all day. And usually those ones are like Jordan was saying, that they take longer to edit and they put a lot more time, and they probably these aren't your daily uploaders, but that's their niche, you know what I mean? And some people get away with like spending 30 minutes editing and just throwing basically raw footage out there. Because that's like their niche, you know what I mean? Their audiences come to expect that, and that's like kind of like their gimmick, their thing, you know what I mean? So I think
Yeah,
it really just depends on where you've started, what your audience comes to expect from you, and what you're comfortable with doing from that
yeah,
point.
and it also comes to um like the kind of content that you do is the kind of content that you're categorized. So you were talking about 10, 15, 4, or excuse me, 45-minute like videos. Some of those videos will require you to like watch because they're like tutorials or something that's like needs you to watch for.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So there are the click rate though is kind of interesting because, well, like we talked about before he came in, the attention span of most people now is extremely low. So unless it's something that actually like they're interested in, more than likely for something that long, they're either going to watch 5 minutes of that video or they're going to click through the whole thing and just start wondering what part of it will actually like entertain them, or they'll just be like, you know what, I'm going to save this, or I'm going to favorite this, and I'm going to watch it later on a day that I'm not doing anything or something like that, or listen to it. But as for like a bunch of different styles of content, um, creators, like for me, a lot of my content is based off like the 3 hours that I stream video games on TikTok. You know, I I'm lucky to get maybe 2, maybe 3 clips out of that. That's going to be 60 seconds, and that's going to be either 3 days. Well, on TikTok, you kind of want to post two videos a week, but um, so that's a week and a half right there just by one stream. So if I can get 2 or 3 streams a week and hopefully get like a clip out of there, you know, that's content, that's fast content for me because it's about my interaction, my entertainment that I want to give out to my community that might only be 30 seconds long or 60 seconds long just because I know the attention span of my community is extremely short. So if I was to do a longer video, more than likely they're not going to watch that because it's not what they expect me to do. It's not what they're used to me doing. So I don't think I could ever switch that unless I had a different personality or, you know, or just funkers myself to do content on a different ratio than doing content as Demon Daddy, which is all short, fast, funny, and we move on. So it's really about the content that you're putting out there for the community, and understand like it's don't feel bad if you see someone doing similar thing but their videos are longer. It's just because they have a they're just doing things slightly different. What I see is like I follow you on TikTok, so I see all the shorts that you post up. I obviously follow you on YouTube, so I see that stuff. But it's not. I would say it's not a fact that you're not putting it out quick enough. It's the fact that like for me, a lot of your content is information that I didn't know, or information that you're questioning. Like, hey, what's your opinion of this? What's your opinion of that? You know, it's you know, sometimes people just see that like, okay, cool, and they move on and they don't comment on your videos, but you'll get like 1,000 people looking at them. Um, you know, I feel like for me watching you, you have the ability to like give us information about what we need to know about what you're talking about, than asking us what we think about it. He looks at me like he's gonna kill me. I mean, unalive me. Excuse me.
Okay, good. I
Um,
can still use it. So, Jordan, I'm on the Skull Hunter Games YouTube channel right now, and I don't see any videos based off of your playthrough of Resident Evil 4. I think one way that you can start getting more content in is to do more highlight reels and clip shows of stuff from your stream. You know, you played the entire Resident Evil 4 remake in a sitting. Surely, surely something of value
I was
came from
just
it
sure
that you
there's
could.
got to be a video in there somewhere.
But it was, right? Because you challenge yourself. I mean, you might not have openly, overtly stated it, but you challenge yourself to play Resident Evil 4 like at once, like without breaks. So one of the things that I think creators need to understand is, how do you recognize your own tools in your arsenal? You have your showmanship, you have your editing skills, you have your technical knowledge, and so you can still enhance these videos by doing those things. So the difference between just splicing a bunch of videos together in Premiere Elements, uploading that to YouTube, or taking the time, shoot good quality video of you talking, kind of like letting the audience know, okay, now we get to this part, now we get to the castle, and here's my mental state. Here was, how done I was with basically everything. And even if you can't use your best guns for it because you have these like almost like event level episodes, that's fine. Like you still can enhance it because you have to know what are all your other skills that you could bring to a video. And just out of curiosity, I'm gonna go to the Mr. Beast page because what I'm curious to see is if his videos are consistently outscaling the last one, and they kind of are, but also not really. Like 1,000 deaf people here for the first time. Methinks that might not have been as high, like sorry, as expensive. I guess the medical costs are a factor here, but like $1 versus the $500,000 plane ticket. Like one of those costs more than the other, and I think the plane ticket might have edged out. And then I paid a real assassin to try to kill me. 1,000 blind people see for the first time. I survived 50 hours in Antarctica. Hydraulic press versus Lamborghini. Like he mixes it up too. The term that I one last thing and then go ahead. The term that I've developed for this is it's called your bedrock. Is like what is the lowest stat or the lowest quality you're willing to do, and anything beneath that is beneath you. So once you figure out like what's the least good thing that you can do, then you'll have a sense of like your creative potential, your array of different ideas.
I was gonna say that you guys know that with how I do things on my YouTube channel, I just upload stuff like little clips, like the 30-second one I uploaded earlier today, or sometimes I'll upload random shit like freaking 5.5 minute long one I uploaded the other day after freaking waiting, felt like forever because my phone, freaking wireless data was freaking not working right, so it took like forever to upload while I was at work, And whenever I did my live streams before, I was always live reacting to freaking wrestling at least once or twice a week, sometimes 3 if there was a pay-per-view that weekend. But,
Okay, I got it. I think you're more likely to figure out your purpose just by doing it. If you have the purpose and then you get started, that's great. But if you don't, that's okay. Just start. And I think those ideas are more likely to come to you because you'll see those opportunities.
I agree.
And I was going to say earlier that I pretty much just do what, like I've always done. I just upload whatever I feel like, but I started to freaking realize that things that I mainly just do is like my shorts, which is usually showing off my collectible stuff, or the occasional time I'll make an edited video that's usually, I try to make at least close to a 10-minute video of like something from like playing Call of Duty, Halo, or Destiny, one of those three or something. And sometimes I'll upload something short, like a short video of something that randomly happens, like I said, that 30-second quad feed one I uploaded this morning.
Alright, sorry, don't mean to cut off. I just saw the time. I gotta get running. This is great. And I'll be doing this more often.
Good to see ya.
What's up, fuckers?
Alright, see you guys.
See you later, man. Nice meeting you, dude.
Dude, there's only one other soundboard that's on mine, and I'm not gonna call out my friend's channel, but here's what the buttons say. Oh shit, I'm sorry. Sorry for what? Our daddy taught us. Daddy gave you good advice. It gets bigger. I ripped the skin. How not to rip the skin. Alright, let's try it gets bigger. I can't use this sound right now. I need Discord Nitro. Alright, that's probably the best case scenario. At least I tried, right?
You know what? That's fair. Honestly though, if you do like the sound effects, we will know because the algorithm will let us know. But yeah, I mean,
it's hard for me to think.
Joseph's having a mental breakdown. I can't. The Matrix.
Where's my salt lamp?
So let me ask you guys,
Yeah.
all of you guys. So, because I'm more of Like I'm new to actually editing videos, and I know last Monday, you showed me again how to like edit some videos. But to be honest, like I'm very much a physical learner, so like I'm the kind of guy. It's like I totally forgot how. Like I kind of remember how you showed me that, but I would like you doing a video of like that process. That'd be something I'd probably watch over and over and over again while I'm doing it, just till my brain has learned and picked it up. Like, because I am not the kind of person like you can write it down and send it to me, and I could be reading that. It's not going to do it for me. I'm going to probably end up reading that 3 times longer than it would take me to watch a video that you've made of the same exact thing. So, as somebody who is harder to do video like content like that, what would be an easier way to like balance that out a lot better?
I'll go for this one first.
Yeah,
So
okay.
editing is not exclusively done in post-production. So the 3 terms that are used in film and TV is pre-production, principal, which is like the actual like recording, and then post-production. So if you pre-edit and if you have a better idea of what you're going into, so you can use storyboarding, you can script things out more, and you have more clear goals as to how the content is going to look, that makes it easier in your principal recording because now you're more aligned to your end vision. So when it actually gets to video editing, you've already done 2 rounds of it. And this show is an example of that. Jordan does the live camera feeds, and so the video editing, if I had to constantly like reset up the cameras and post, that salt lamp is getting licked down to its core, my friends. But it's already pre-edited, so I only have to come in and fix up the numerous sound issues you guys are fucking putting on my fucking plate.
Whoa,
So
whoa, whoa!
No, I'm
You
kidding.
guys. Also, I'd like to point out here. Charles had to go disconnect for a second, and now the camera feeds are just all over the place. So sorry. Speaking of the editing problems, but you were saying.
Yeah, that's my 2 cents. Is that try to split your editing into parts where you have more of your advantage and you're more of a natural at it. Try to like ease your post production.
Yeah, 100%. Now I guess I should put a 2 cents in here because I am not saying I'm professional, but once you make money at it, you'll become a professional. So, professional filmmaker over here. So with my ego being up higher than a fucking rock on a cliff. So the thing is the one thing I've found, especially because I've helped so many content creators literally get started to where they're at now, the biggest thing I've taught them is start with just literally basics. If you want to make a piece of content, let's say you're not even that fucking thrilled about it, but you're like, I want to figure this out. Instead of sitting there going, and I had to teach my dad how to edit, and my dad has been getting good. He got a little passionate about it. He's like, I want to make this project, and he started learning the tools. And then he would call me about everything. You could find videos, but if you have someone who knows how to use project, hit them up. They're more than happy to help you. But the one thing I learned is literally just to start off with like the baby simple stuff. If it's just, I don't need that fucking dead space there, or I said the N word and I'll get canceled for it, then it's like, okay, cool. Don't be a PewDiePie. Do it right. So remove the part, or don't fucking say it, but just remove it. And that little bit removing, and you learn it, you're like, okay, I done it. I'm cool. And then you go back and do another video, and you're like, I already know how to cut this. You go, cut. Now, you just slowly start learning. It just takes little tiny steps to learn the simple things to get you to start editing and to make it more simple. And it's like last week, the week after our recording of the podcast, we get together for Mondays and talk about the podcast. And Funko, you brought up that there was a clip you wanted to use from your TikTok live, and we went through the process of like getting it done. But you already had it so much simple because you didn't sit there and grab your whole live stream, put it in an editor, and say, I'm going to make a highlight moment. You're already fucked up in so many ways because that should never go to your mind. You should say, okay, while I'm streaming or while I'm making the content, going, Oh, 1 minute and 57 seconds. That's good. Okay, get back to it. Oh, that was very fucking funny. 32 minutes and 26 seconds, and then you get those shots already done, so you know when you put it in, you just go grab, move, and it makes it so much easier for you, and for if you hire an editor in the future, it makes it so much easier for them. But I think that's like the stable, like just the easiest things to do, especially helping people who are like mostly the do-it learners, the ones who need to see it done or do it themselves. That's the best thing I've learned, because I'm kind of the same way. I can watch a tutorial video. This is how you do this. Guess what? I'm watching that video while I'm doing it. I'm not going, That's how you change the car battery. So what do I do with the tire? It's like, I'm not going to be that guy.
So I have the sound turned off so it doesn't mess with the podcast or anything.
Okay.
So one of the things that I did to make it easier on me was being a streamer on TikTok. How I set up the stream now compared to what I did when I first started, because it was set in the box, you know. So there was always that extra black atop and extra black at the bottom of it. So, and people were like, "Oh, I can't really see it." Lucky for me that they inserted like hitting a tab that'll bring over the stream, right, to make it full screen, and then the chat is on the right side. But when you're doing like content, for me, like if you're just clipping something and then posting, it still just sits there, so people have a hard time seeing that. So showing a new video that's from the stream, that all I did was basically clipped it from the stream. Like you said, I knew what time it was on the stream, so I clipped it. So this would be the actual clip, right? It's really hard to see that, but you can see my face like that. So it's full screen. They see everything. They see my face. They see the game. Because, you know, streaming on Twitch, it was just like, it was a lot harder because, you know, Twitch is a different platform and it's set up very different. So editing was like, all right, well, what you showed me, I would have had to do that on a regular basis, where it's like layers and layers and sound setups and layers and things like that. I feel like I want to learn more on exactly how you did that, and not feel like it's going to turn into a lazy mode, to where it's like, all right, well, now all I got to do is know what time on the stream to do it, because I'm just going to clip it, and that's all I got to do is put it on there, right?
Yeah. Now, with that being said, real quick, because you were saying that the lazy mode is just like clipping it, and this is the best and the worst thing to ever hear. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. Like, if you're getting consistent viewers and you're getting people that enjoy it and interacting with it, don't change it. Only make it better. Like, if, let's say that clip gets you 6,000 views. Okay, if it gets you 6,000 views, and it's like, okay, let's try another one. Let's say that gets you 4,000. It still works. Next one gets you 2,000. You start seeing a downhill. Let's make it better. Now, instead of doing that, maybe you put in a little sound in the background. Maybe you do little zoom in shots, and you do those little things. And you want to do those, especially if you see your numbers go down.
You know, where it's those things are entertaining.
Those are the things I hate. I don't know why I hate. Anytime. So for one, you're dating your content that I've said so many times on the podcast, on other podcasts, on interviews. Don't date your fucking content. I say that all the time.
Double it. Give it to the next person.
Thing. Yeah, double it. Give it to the next person. Piece of shit.
So you say,
if I think a joke is like strong enough that at least it has a couple of years where people will remember the joke, I'm like, all right. I can go for this one.
But here's the thing: it's like, no, it is something that's not going to change, right?
Yeah.
All right. So like video like that is based off. It literally says killer sitting at the exit gate with NOED, right? So just because the editing is current and dated doesn't mean the content is currently dated, because unless DVD decides to completely get rid of NOED, which, you know, they won't, you know, it's not dating the content, because it's it's relevant, and it's been relevant for since day one.
And see, and I get that 100%, but you're not the one I'm like nailing people for. They will use things like that content that had the guy going, I'm just hanging around. They'll use that again and again and again, and they see they get 20 views, 40 views, 60 views, 20 views, and they're like, it's working. No, the fuck it's not, because you're not putting effort into your content. There are sometimes you see people post content and get amazing results, and they put little effort in. Cool. They're not going to be famous over it. And plus, there's a lot of platforms that are cracking down saying, you're not getting paid for it either. YouTube actually has just released that meme channels will never get a reward. They will never get awards in the future, and their accounts aren't eligible for like memberships and things like that. So they pretty much say, hey, if you want to reuse someone else's content, not here. Or at least you're not getting rewarded for it. So with doing things like that, yeah, go ahead, Charles.
That's kind of not fair for the channels like thinking that a Destiny, Halo, Call of Duty related that make meme videos that have to do with those games.
Well, okay, those ones, so there is a slight difference because they're making content out of the content. So let's say they use Vanoss, your, all these people videos, or maybe they just use all of Vanoss's. Now, Vanoss is the one that decides that they get paid. But if Vanoss doesn't claim them, YouTube will be like, you're making content. You're fine. It's the people who are grabbing TikTok footage or someone else's videos and reposting that exact content with nothing, just literally reposting that. Those
There's like
are
a guy
the
in Panama
accounts.
right now who is really mad that his soap carving videos are being stolen constantly.
And people do that. They like, one of the biggest things that you see on TikTok is that people will post up other people's content, other video clips of, like, for example, wrestling, that someone's already edited. They're just like, oh, I'm just going to repost this up and make it slightly shorter just so people think it's slightly different, and it's not. Or you get one of the worst things that I've seen on TikTok, and it's just people being able to figure it out, which is going live as a fake video of, like, let's say Mr. Beast, who's like, oh, I'm live right now on TikTok. If you join my live or send this amount of gifts, I'll send you X amount of money. And all it is a video recording of something that Mr. Beats did live, but they're pretending to be someone else to make money off other people's content. TikTok has been really bad about that. They've done a really good job now, that enough people report something, they're going to actually look at the video now, like, okay, well, we're going to delete this account completely because it's not only is it not verified, but because they won't verify accounts like that because they know that it's going to get deleted. It's just, I think if you're going to repost other people's content and not do any of your own, I don't think you should get paid for it.
Yeah, and I agree. Now, you could say, now this is a whole entire thing, and this could be a whole entire podcast, but since we are talking about, like, things about creators, this is very relevant. So, it could change in 5 years, it could change in a month, who knows, but as it goes right now, there are a lot of people saying that, what about the channels that support other channels? Like, let's say a Skull Hunter fan wanted to repurpose some of my content and the stream stuff and post it over there. They have full rights to. They edit it and everything else. I can claim the money for it. It's okay. But when you get into the shorts category, if they did that and literally just stole a short that I edited and put it up on there, or stole part of my stream, edit it like my shorts and put it up on there, that is theft of content, and that's kind of the mean content that YouTube's like, no, we don't want this. And the biggest reason on why YouTube's cracking down on this is because of all the people, all the bot accounts, everything else that are reposting memes that did amazing, and they're reposting them because it gets views, and no advertiser wants to pay for that, and so they're getting views, they're getting paid. YouTube's going, how the fuck are they getting paid? No one's clicking on the ads, nothing's happening, and it's going down this list of, like, problems. So YouTube is finally saying we're done with that because of all these meme accounts. With that being stated, YouTube is also trying to figure out, hey, if you're a supporter of Thanos Gaming or Achievement Hunter, and you're reposting their content, that creator decides the fate of your channel. If that creator says, get this guy out of here, you're done. Because copyright is still a thing. The issue is right now with shorts and 16:9. 16:9's long form content, shorts are shorts. The problem with this is shorts follow under the line of non-copyright because they're too short. But long form content goes under copyright. But how short can you make something before copyright gets involved? And if you have copyright, who actually owns the video? So there's all these issues that ends up piling up on to where no one has the time, no one has the money, no one has the patience. No creator wants to deal with that. YouTube doesn't want to deal with that. So they're trying to make it easier for you. So pretty much, if you're a meme channel, stop. If you're reposting people's TikToks on the short end, stop. If you are someone who are putting 8 TikToks into a video, a 16:9 video, and having it play, stop. You are not going to make money that way, and you will lose your account quicker than you could say Jehovah's Witness. It's not going to last long.
But see, that's also where it comes into where they're like, all right, well, if they're not going to do it here, I'm going to find a platform that does, to where they do make money from it.
And
then
they
it's just
can.
an endless cycle.
And it can. It can 100% do that. We have the new platform Kick, or not new, but it's been around, but it's recently been getting some popularity due to sexist assholes moving over there. It's been gaining a lot of popularity and things like that. And guess what? There's soon going to be a YouTube competitor for that. And it's all actually YouTube is the competitor for that, because Kick doesn't ban you for inappropriate behavior and things like that. So you have less rules on there.
So yeah, but that could also change with the platform. Like right now, after you get their partnership and you get the subs on there, you get 100% of your subs.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the money you get on your subs, it's all your money. That if Kick continues, that will change, because Kick is clearly they're gonna need money to update their servers and things like that. And that's how all new platforms work out, So like their biggest promotion is like, hey, you get all of your money, blah 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 blah. So that's how they're getting people to come over to Kick. Like I joined Kick like what was it, a week ago, and I have 50 followers on there, whatever. But the idea of it is really cool. And supporting a much smaller platform is cool. The problem with that is you got so many people that are small that we'll just say nobodies. And then when I say nobodies, I don't mean that as a disrespect.
No, but in the creator space, you have to accept that you're nobody until you're not.
Yep.
And it's just, I'm a nobody. And that's how it is.
And that's how I am. Demon Daddy's a nobody.
We are nobodies until we're not. And until we're not is up to you. You are what verify us as somebody or nobody. So we are nobodies until verified.
Correct. But I just want to put that out there for the listeners to know that I'm not disrespecting the fact that, and I'm calling you a nobody. I'm just telling you for conversational reasons that they'll jump on the hype train and be like, all right, well, if I jump on here really fast, I can get popular. And you think the mindset is it's going to be easy. It's not. A lot of people that jump over to those platforms already have a following, and like there's a bunch of TikTok people that can't stream on Twitch at the same time as TikTok because one or the other is going to ban you because they've been butting heads really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So Kick has not been noticed by any other platform really. So people have been promoting TikTok like, hey guys, I'm streaming on TikTok right now, but I'm also streaming on Kick. Come follow me on Kick. So on and so forth. Mm-hmm. But you get a lot of nobodies that are doing it, and it's really, really super hard, because you're basically like, all right, how much does my community like me enough to go follow me and view me on another platform that they follow me on, like Twitch, for example. There's a lot of people that are on Twitch that follow you on Twitch, and they might follow you on social media.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were straight up...
From my point of view, the platform has always come first. And I hate to say that, because a lot of creators that I've liked over the years either left YouTube voluntarily or are starting to move into, say, Rumble, because some of the people that I listen to are more aligned with Rumble's views. Some of them were kicked off YouTube, and some of them I just have not seen their content in a number of years now. But I'm always on YouTube. So the platform is the driver. And then again, I'm speaking anecdotally, but I happen to think that my experience is very similar to what a lot of other people are experiencing as consumers of content.
Um, and to add to that, when I actually was actually coming up to like my next conversation about it, is I knew this Twitch person. They were one of the first people that I met on Twitch. That they were a big horror person. They played Dead by Daylight. They played Phasmophobia, other games like in those categories. Um, she was extremely popular.
In hot.
E-girl. We'll call it e-girl. How about that? All right.
Sure.
So
10 minutes, by the way, and then I got a jet.
Yeah.
gotcha. So like she was very much an e-girl, right? So when she got deleted on Twitch because of like one too many like things got said or something like that, she thought that everyone would come over to like another platform that she was on, and by what I'm told, no one did. Maybe except maybe a handful of the simps, as we like to call them. But she ended up finding a way to come back 2 years later, and she got so many of those people back. Like they just pretended like, "Oh, hey, I'm glad you're back." Blah blah blah. So like I'm with you on that. The platform is the driver, and you're the passenger. But you have to understand that you can, there's a good chance that when you switch platforms, it's not going to work for you, and it's sad to say that, but
Try and get people on an off platform somewhere as like a headquarters, like a Discord or even a newsletter, old school, right? Do an email blast if you have to. Just some way to keep tabs on people. Don't take your status on any platform for granted because the rules could change or you might change or both.
yeah, and always remember that it's good to have options now, because I also want to put out this, and I'm really sorry about taking up more of you guys' time, is that something I've really noticed in the last couple of years, actually since 2020, last like 3 years, is that you had a lot of your major content creators put out content like, in 2020 they're like, oh, hey, you should before 2020 they were like, you should only stream on like maybe one platform but post things on another. You really want to keep it tight. You don't want to spread yourself out. Within 3 years, most of those big content creators I've seen have been like, oh yeah, you could stream here, you should stream here, you should post this, you should be over there doing
be
that.
everywhere.
Yeah, so it's really wild that a lot of like your huge content creators said one thing and now they're doing another. Why? Because they are adapting.
Yep.
And some of them will be like, yeah, me and Jordan actually had a conversation last week about one of the content creators that I watched when I was in 2020, and he, like, when he goes live on Twitch, it's nothing but like him talking to people, support, like, oh, you this, yeah, that, I've done this, I've done that, you should try this. But he's a big YouTuber. But like he used to talk about like, oh, you should do it this way, and he's like, well, times change really fast. Now you need to put yourself out there on all social medias. You need to put your content out everywhere. So like I respect that. I respect a guy who's like, yeah, that's how it used to be. This is how it is. Some content creators are like, oh yeah, that's old news. I don't care about what you think. Like, yeah, that's what I used to say. This is what I do now. Like, it's just really interesting to me and how content creating within like a couple of years has changed so much rapidly, and it'll continue changing how we do and how we want to do and how we should be doing it.
Yeah, I think the best thing to take, if you were kind of spacey out this whole entire episode, and there's one thing to take from this, it is to adapt the change. If you have the platforms changing, adapt to it. If you have the editing style needing the change, adapt to it. Don't fight it. Work with it and adapt to it. Now, while we're getting ready to end the podcast, I do want to ask a simple question that should be able to go through nice and quick. What is your motivator to continue to do content?
Mine, the ability to entertain people and make people laugh. I thoroughly enjoy making content to make people laugh.
Easy, simple answer. Charles.
Same mission statement as it always been since I started my YouTube channel. Do whatever the heck I want, upload whatever I want when I want, and hopefully make it someday on YouTube. But screw the freaking YouTube algorithm.
I mean, it's a fist to God, really. Joseph.
Everything I do is to either build my career as a writer or to raise my status as like a celebrity or public figure. Damn, I don't know. I have a hard time answering this in a simple way, but so I need a mulligan. Give me a second here.
Okay, I'll go with mine. And what motivates me to keep doing content is I have barely been doing content, especially seriously, and I can't tell you already how much I impact people, and knowing how much I have in the team I've been able to build, to the people I've been able to meet, to literally families I was able to help and put smiles on their faces or make someone's day better, or even just today with knowing that I kept the highest viewer count I ever have on Twitch. I have grew more than I ever have in a day. I've gotten more people in chat than ever before. And then just knowing how excited they were to know tomorrow I'm live. Knowing that how much I can impact somebody's life in literally a piece of content that honestly didn't take me the stress as it normally would to make is just absolutely motivating me to keep doing content because I know I make a change to people's lives. Okay, Joseph, I gave you more than enough time.
Hey, you definitely took a fair enough amount of time there for your fast question, fast answer, which I appreciate because I needed it. So everything that I said, like I want to someday work on the Legend of Zelda series. I would love to maybe not make the film because I'm sure they've already got that figured out, but at least make a film, kind of like a Into the Spider-Verse of the Zelda movies. I have game ideas I would love to do for it, some big, some small. So a lot of what motivates me, especially as a writer, is to get enough credibility that I can be trusted with that. There's nothing in the world I would love to accomplish more than that. But what really drives me to be a content creator on a day-to-day basis is knowing that in the content creation space, that is where I do my best work. The comedy video I put out with the robbery, it was some of the best writing that I've done. It was jam-packed with jokes. The editing was solid, and I was happy with the premise. I was even happy with my performance because I don't see myself as a performer first. I see performance as like an auxiliary skill. Like I'm a great performer when I'm in a room full of people who are not performers. That's sort of where that skill takes place. So the fact that I can continue to push myself to do really good stuff in this space is what motivates me to continue making that kind of content.
I think those were some amazing answers there. And I think that's pretty well it for the Skull Hunter podcast. Guys, thank you for joining. And remember what James said? He was so kind. He said we're doing a great job with the podcast. That meant too much to me. I was like, damn, that was really sweet. If you feel that way, subscribe. That's all. Goodbye.
Hey, Jordan.
Yes.
I was also gonna say that another part of the reason why it's my motivation to keep doing things with my YouTube channel is because it just surprised me that I've gotten almost 300 people subscribe to my channel that apparently seem to like the stuff that I do on there. Especially considering the fact that there's actually people who actually like watching my those creative wrestling videos I've been doing recently, and there was people who were patient enough to wait for the one I just uploaded yesterday.
Awesome. Yeah.
You're
a man of the people.
Little by
Charles.
little.
You're a man of the people.
Man of the people. This is fuck the algorithm. Let's hope the algorithm reaches people. Goodbye, everybody.
Peace!